Hello, collective. Welcome back to my channel. This is Intuitive Tarot. Back with another general reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Mwah, mwah, hugs and kisses to you. I'm going to pull a few cards, get a message out, but overall, hopefully the message resonates with you and or is helpful in some way. Thank you guys so much for your support. How are you? Sending you guys love and light on your spiritual journey. Hugs and kisses to you. Thank you guys so much for your support, your donations, your emails, as well as your comments. Thank you so much for your subscribes. If you have not subscribed to my channel or my other channel so far, hopefully you do. Okay? I would love to have you on either channel, but either way. Or you can just get in it for the vibe. This is a general reading, all right? So the entire reading may not resonate with you. Gender is also fluid. This could be clarity or validation for others. So only take what resonates. Leave the rest. Only you know your testimony. Only you know your story. Everybody's timeline is different. Everybody's situation is not the same. Different person. Maybe, similar situations. Different times. Okay? Different people. Different years. You know what I'm saying? Different timelines. You know what I'm saying? But if something known or unbeknownst to you, comes out, make sure you counsel with your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors of the light, only to get those signs that you need to clarify, validate whether those areas of the readings are significant to you. All right? Don't make something fit that doesn't. All right? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and pull a few cards, all right? What's the message for my collective? What I need to see. First card out. 3 weeks. Can be significant. If you had a question of like a timeline for something, or how some people want to know, like, how long is this way? How long is this going to take? How long should I expect, how long should I, it be before I see something happen, change, or something like that? So whether it's regarding this reading or something else you may be dealing with, something, is in 3 weeks. All right. Next card, can I stay with you? Not on no codependency shit ish. Okay. So this could be somebody, man, a woman that at one time you wanted to move in with this person, could have seen yourself moving in, possibly talking about getting a place together, or you could live at a distance from this person. Maybe you want to get closer, was trying to close in that gap, filling a void, not a void, but trying to bring some type of balance to something, trying to compromise, figure something out, but, something may not have been at the right time. But somebody wants to know, can I stay with you? Can we move in together? Not on no codependency shit. So this is somebody that may have, like I said, you could have wanted to move in. It could have been talks about you and this person possibly getting a place together, or you could have, like I said, live at a distance and was considering, the way something was going, possibly moving closer to this person or possibly moving in together. They may not have been considering it at that time, but they may be, now. Maybe they are now. All right. But this is not, that moment of where you may be thinking they doing this because they falling on hard times. They got some karma. They losing a place or something like that. But they saying it's not on no codependency, ish. You know what I'm saying? They not coming in like a freeloader moocher. You know what I'm saying? A scrub or some shit. could have their own place. They just may be considering, taking you up on an offer that they may not have been 5 years, 5 year cycle wanted to come out. So something could have been a 5 year or a 5 year cycle between you and this person or something. Some situation, something may have ended after a 5 year cycle or, after a 5 year period. So you could be hearing from someone or getting some type of message about something in 3 weeks. So you could make a mental note of that, or something regarding something you may be waiting on, or something that be coming towards you in your energy right now. But I'm getting somebody either wanted to move in together, or was talking about that, or thoughts about that, but whoever this reading resonates with. Anything else on this message? You got emotional hurricane. Mature man coming in. So somebody's having an emotional awakening. Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's emotions is all over the place right now. Like they could be, like somebody could be hot and cold sometimes. Like some moments they may feel like, they're okay without somebody, and other moments it's like somebody, longs for another person or for someone. And I don't know why I'm thinking hot and cold, like somebody is either like on a roller coaster. It's like somebody don't know if they want to walk away, just let something be, or if they, yeah, like they, at times, feel like, man, I should just let something go, let it be, or whatever. And then other times, person like, man, I miss that person. Like it's something like that. But you got a mature man coming in. You got blended family. So whoever this is, they could have, kids that they own already. Um, like your kids and their kids could be older kids. Like, kids, from a separate connection. Like you may not have kids with this mature man coming in. Like somebody, you don't have kids with this man. Monday can be significant. Someone's name can be Monday. I got a cousin named Monday. So for those people that be like, who name gonna be Monday? See, the same person whose name is Wednesday. Face ass. What you talking about? Like if somebody content enough to name their child Wednesday, know that they would name their child Monday too. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday if they got to. Sunday. Okay. Yeah, but you got Monday, in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks on a Monday can be significant. Anything else on this message? Anything else? Next card, doesn't want to accept the job without you going with them. So somebody's coming up for a promotion. Ace of Pentacles. I mean, not Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Like somebody got some type of job promotion, or they are looking for like a another position, and they may be, that position is at another sister company. It could be in Georgia. Someone's name can be Georgia. But they getting a job offer. There's a job opening, and it's like they don't want to accept the job without you going with them. So hence the fact that, they may, ask you to move in with them. Yeah. And this job may be somewhere close to your area or something like that. So that's why I said it's not on some it's not on some type of codependency, emotionally or financially codependency shit. It's on the fact that this job may be in your area. They may be moving from Georgia to your area, or from their area to Georgia or something like that, or someone in Georgia, whoever this reading resonates with, could be from Georgia or currently living in Georgia. All right. But this person already has kids, from a previous relationship or relationships, and vice versa. Like you could have kids with somebody else, you just don't have kids with this person. But it's like you and this person come together, and your kids and their kids, you know what I'm saying? They already coming with, a family of their own. You know what I'm saying? Some kids, from a previous connection, marriage, connection, whatever. Whoever this person is. Like they could have met your kids already. You haven't met their kids. They may have wanted you to meet their kids. They may have a child that doesn't, live with them. This could be a dad whose kids don't live with them. Could be a mom who shares custody, or their kids are older, so they're doing, they got their own families now, something like that, or don't have to be, but they, may be mature enough to, either live on their own, or they kind of do their own things. They're not small kids, okay? That's for somebody. But they don't want to accept this job. Like somebody could be getting a offer, or they got like a job opening, but it's just at another facility or another property that somebody else. You know how some companies have, different companies spread out in different states. They may have one company in Georgia. They may have another one in New York. They may have another one in Texas. They may have another one in North Carolina. Things like that. It's something like that. So whatever job offer that they getting, that they applied for, whether in person or online, is coming with the fact that they don't want to accept that job in that area if you're not going with them. Yeah. So this job could, um, require that they travel. So it like somebody could be like a traveling nurse, a CNA, or a physician, a dental assistant, or something like that. Like somebody could travel, or they're being paid, to travel to this, job offer, wherever they're going to, to get reestablished. So somebody could be just reestablishing themselves after ending something, or just wanting to, change the scenery and, just start anew. So somebody could be, purchasing a new place, or just, like I said, starting anew. Yeah. Because the next two cards on top of my makeshift deck is Happy by Surface. I don't own the copyrights to it, but that song could be significant to this reading. It's called Happy by Surface. So definitely look it up. The next card is Thinking of Ways to Make Things Up to You. I am so sorry, honestly. So, but yeah, let's do some clarifying, because I feel like whatever this is something, regarding maybe someone from your past. This may be somebody you ain't talked to in a little minute. You know what I'm saying? They may have had some things that they needed to work through, work out, sort out. They may have, tried to do that, when you were connected to them or talking with them at some point. But they, may have allowed things, to get out of hand, or just kind of get out of control. You know what I'm saying? So things may have ended between you and this person. But like I said, you may have wanted to move in together. They may have been trying to, figure that out, or, trying to, get past thing. You know how some folks have a history of moving in, living with people, or being in bad situations with people where they end up either moving in with that person they with move in with them, and it happens so fast, and then next thing you know, that person is going through some type of hardship or something, having to restart over because they got put out, or this person wouldn't feeling that vibe no more with them, so they things started to take a shift, a turn, find something else, having to start over every time. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting that too. Clarify, can I stay with you? Not on no codependency shit. Clarify, can I stay with you? Mm. You got the Three of Wands and you got the Nine of Cups. So somebody ready to demonstrate something that, they've learned a lot of lessons from. They're ready to, to take a chance, take a risk. Um, they could be expanding, like I said, with this job out here, because this Three of Wands talks about somebody experiencing um a business, some sort of business expansion, or just could be, confirmation that this person is on the right path, like things that they may have been anticipating, or manifesting, and kind of planting the seeds for, kind of setting their goals and their heights, toward things that they feel like, is going to be better for them, and they feel like this is a good time. Let me, motivate myself, get myself going, start putting, things in motion. So this is a sign for them to know they on the right path, because this, offer, or this progress, or whatever, persistency, them being persistent, and consistent, and actually also confident in going toward this job offer, or inquiring about it, is the sign for them that they on the right path. Three of Wands, all right, but they looking at something, as success for them. You know what I'm saying? A blessing. They looking at you as a blessing. They looking at you know, the opportunities that they can have, you know, with you. You know what I'm saying? The opportunities that they feel like, you know, the success that they feel like, um, having you around is like somebody feels like, you know, they may look at you like an inspiration. I feel like somebody, you know, don't want to take this leap of faith without you. Like somebody don't want to step into this new opportunity and advancement without you. I feel like, you know, that's their way of saying, or this is their way of trying to show you that they sorry for getting it wrong. Like I got some things wrong. You know, I misunderstood something. You know, I had to figure some things out. You know, I wasn't clear on, you know, if I was doing the right thing. I was afraid of, you know, making a bad choice. I made the choice, you know, anyway. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, it could be an Aries, could be a Pisces. This Pisces could have fire in their chart. They could have Aries in their chart, or you could be this Aries, Leo, Sag. They could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But they want to know if they could, you know, somebody see you as a blessing. They see you, you know, as, you know, a wish come true. Can't make it up. You got the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Ace of Cups. Because at the end of the day, like somebody, you know, knows that this opportunity is, you know, not something that they going to get again. But I also feel like this is somebody that, you know, needed to learn some lessons, but they also, you know, have had a lot of failed connections, you know what I'm saying, that may have, like I said, involved them living with these people. And nobody, you know, these people were not team players, you know what I'm saying? They may have put everything all on this one person, you know, and them not wanting to work with them. And they may have put this person like in a lot of debt behind it too. So they could have, you know, had a lack of confidence, you know, ambition, you know what I'm saying, to come towards you to, you know, say that they can, you know, they can accept the responsibility of both of them having to be responsible for you. You know what I'm saying? Having to make sure your needs are met. You know what I'm saying? Having to make sure that they, you know, don't let you down. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you. They don't want to be embarrassed by the fact that they can't. They don't have a lifestyle, you know, to support, you know, having you in a world. You know what I'm saying? Three of Pentacles in reverse. So thinking about what you want with someone and how somebody, you know, and you can be, not gonna make a bit of difference if you don't take the action. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody was stuck at a job. They may have been stuck, you know, at a job where they know they, you know what I'm saying, didn't really want to be there. As long as they've been there, they just been hanging on. They may have been trying to get the promotion they know is going to, you know, boost, you know, they way of life, you know, up and, you know, kind of upgrade them. But then they may not have gotten that. You know what I'm saying? They may have gotten that and had to fight for it too long to even get it. And they may decide like, shit, I just need to get something else. But, you know, something else means I'm going to probably have to relocate. And that person taking a leap of faith to do that. But then now they may be hearing back from these people that they've applied to, like, hey, you know, we still, you know, got this opening. Do you want it? You know what I'm saying? You know, tell us what you need from us. We can use you, whatever, whatever. Like, okay, so, you know, give me, you know, let me know something in 3 weeks. Okay? Because you got in 3 weeks out here. All right. But this person didn't feel like they feel like they lacked the confidence, you know, to partner with you to be a team player. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not have felt like, you know, they could match up to that person you needed them to be. Yeah, with the moon. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like this person now, you know, whoever this is, They know they gotta change. You know, this is a change of environment. Six of Cups in reverse, like somebody changing up. Like they completely making new memories. Like they want to start over. I wouldn't be surprised if this person ready to be on their spiritual journey if they hadn't already, started already. What's the Three of Wands with the Nine of Cups? Can I stay with you? I don't codependency shit. Can I stay with you? What's the Three of Wands with the Nine of Cups? Yeah. I'm telling you, this is a partnership. Somebody want to give you this cup. You know what I'm saying? They want to partner with you. And it don't have to be a lover. This could be, a friend or something like that. But for, most for yeah, this is a lover's situation for sure. Got the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse, Libra energy. Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse as well. Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Yeah. Yeah. Telling you, Knight of Pentacles. I'm telling you, I know what I'm saying before I even pull this fucking tarot, child. Like, just reading this. Somebody want to give you this offer. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Like, somebody feel like you Mrs. Right, Mr. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not just Mr. or Mrs. Right now, Miss Right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're ready to demonstrate, what it is they done learn now, what they understand. What the information, the experience they done gathered now, the things they done had to see and face, because somebody not dealing with a separation too well, or they, could be, ending things somewhere else, to move forward somewhere else, and they may be glad that they freeing themselves of this shit. Because the Six of Swords in reverse is like somebody not, and you could be glad that you, freed yourself from whatever this person ended up going through and not giving you an offer, in the first place. They may have rejected your offer, you may have rejected theirs, but it was protection nonetheless. But they could be walking away from somebody too, and moving on to calmer waters now. Finally, it could be slow healing, but they may be happy that they freed themselves and finally walking away. You know what I'm saying, from some type of emotional roller coaster that they was on, maybe with somebody from the past that they may have you know killed some time with, and maybe ended up going back into a past situation, returning to trouble. You know what I'm saying? But it's like whatever happiness somebody is experiencing is internal. It may not show outwardly, that somebody happy that they moved on, but it's internal. You know what I'm saying? It's not a facade. Like somebody's okay, you know, and somebody else isn't, and somebody else not. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else, they may not. You may not feel like the person that you walked away from is bothered by your absence, but they are. They just may not be showing it on the outside, but they are bothered. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not in a huge way, or maybe bigger than more than you think. And they could have been blaming somebody they walking away from. Could be blaming you for this person. Maybe walking away from them for you to change, or they feel like or at one time they may have blamed you, for the separation you and them have. Like, man, it's your fault. You shouldn't have walked away. Should have just been patient with something like that, child. Anyway, either they were blaming you, or somebody they walking away from blaming them over a separation. Three of Swords in reverse. They could be talking shit about this person, walking away from them, and not, wanting to fix things, make things right between them. So, clarify emotional hurricane. Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo energy. Got the Tower in reverse at the bottom of the deck as well. So somebody, is in a tower. Yeah, somebody in a tower. So whatever it is they're going through, it's like somebody now having to, their security is shaky. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody don't like the fact that they may be, their circumstances financially, got somebody where they ain't independent anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they having issues with being able to do for themselves, you know what I'm saying, and be stable, in their environment, you know what I'm saying, emotionally and financially. Um, Somebody is dealing with an imbalance. They're dealing with an imbalance, but it's, because somebody was refusing to change with the tower in reverse. This is, somebody that's actually having to be prepared for the changes that's coming, because it's like when you let go of them fixed beliefs and them, the things that limit you from feeling like you can control the outcome and everything, just because you don't want to release it. You don't want to let go of the need to control the outcome. Like if somebody feel like, how people will keep trying to do things to get the results they want instead of just being patient and waiting on God. Some people feel like waiting on God just take too long. And it takes too long because you too focused on God doing it, and that's why it takes so long. I always say it's like mailing a letter. Once you put the stamp on it and fill everything out and you put it in the mailbox and the man come get it or the woman come get it and you let the flag up there come get it, you're going to chase the mail truck down and get that letter back because you don't know if you really want to send it or not. Or you're going to do all that and never put it in the mailbox because you're too scared of what the response might be before you can even send the letter off. You contemplating what their response might be, what you might get back, and then you're anticipating, opening the mail when you do get it, because you're like, damn, what if they say no? What if they don't approve me? What if that? It's like that. So it's like if you're not gonna give something to God and leave it at the altar, then you're gonna keep going back to it, thinking about it, like trying to find some other little idea, like, damn, I could do this. Yeah, I can do that. If you're gonna pray and ask God to fix something for you, stop going to find other strategies, other things to go do. Wait till you hear back from him. Wait till you start, making, them moves to go do something, and that move actually results in you getting that success. You know what I'm saying? Getting some type of, feedback. And boom, you go do the next thing that, you keep following the next thing that happens. That one action led to something that actually worked. Boom, okay, now, okay, what if I do this and they say do that? And they say do that and I do this, and then what? If they say do this and you did that and it worked and you heard back from them, or you got a response, whatever the case may be, then boom, you're on the right path, because if it wasn't meant for you to do that, it wouldn't even happen. But sometimes thinking that it won't will put your manifestations on block in the goddamn way, because you anticipating it not working. So it's important to keep your thoughts positive. If you bury, your goals in negative thoughts, then shit, don't be surprised if they don't go nowhere. Don't be surprised if your attempts to, do something, or your efforts to do something don't give you what you want. You just got to accept that if one, decision that you made results in you making another decision after that, that ends up working, and you end up moving further down that list of things that you need to do to get to your goal, then know you're on the right path. Because if you wasn't, you'd be stuck at the first thing you did whenever you did that. Because it may not be the time to do that. Not that you doing something wrong. You ain't doing nothing wrong. It just may not be the right time. So move on to the next thing that you need to work on. Move on to the next thing you want to accomplish. When you come back to that, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that time will be the right time, and you can apply yourself in that area again. Boom, it might just take off right after that. Like, well, damn, why it ain't do it the first time? You don't want it to, to work now? What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna, okay. So let's, be happy with the fact it's moving in your, you know what I'm saying, in your favor. But what's the Nine of Pentacles with emotional hurricane? Clarify the Nine of Pentacles, emotional hurricane. Why is Nine of Pentacles in reverse? Why is emotional hurricane with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse? You got the Eight of Pentacles now, and the Ace of Pentacles now at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, see, with the Tower in reverse, like somebody at one point, was refusing to change, and when they did release themselves from, refusing to change and walking away from these unlimited, even if they're trying to avoid a tower, it's like you're going to, end up in some emotional pain because you refuse to change. You kept denying, that spiritual growth, that spiritual influence. You kept denying, warning signs that's saying, listen, shit gonna get worse if you don't, do what you need to do. Like this feeling, these thoughts, these choices you make gonna get harder and harder. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get lonelier and lonelier. You're gonna get, even more, weighed down and, depressed if you don't make the decisions you want, that is required, regardless of whether you feel like it may not work or not, but you want it to. And it just may be the time for you to make that decision again. Do it again. Try it now. You know what I'm saying? How people be trying to get their car to start and they finally get that person, that second or third person to pull up and, hey, y'all need any help? What's going on? Man, we tried this, we tried that. Nothing worked. I usually can do this and do that, and it fire right up. I don't know what's going on today. I mean, I'm doing everything I used to do. I don't know what else I can do. Okay, well, let me try this. Man, I tried that already. It ain't gonna work. But you can't. Well, just let me try something. Let me see now. If I can get it. To, what I'm saying, to turn over for you. You know what I'm saying. Let me try. Yeah, y'all try it. You know what I'm saying. You let this person try. Let me try. Boom. This person. You know what I'm saying. Everybody move their vehicle. Somebody else pull up. This person pull up. Okay. I'm doing it this way. All right. You said you did this. Yeah. Okay. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Okay. Now you get in. Start your vehicle. You ain't gonna start yours, nothing. You just go in, let's just stand here for a while, let this, you know what I'm saying, let this sit here for a while. You know what I'm saying? All right, now go ahead and, try it now. Man, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna, we did this already. Okay, well, just try it. It ain't gonna hurt to try, what I mean? If you did it and this person did it and it still didn't work, I mean, if it don't work with me, then, we'll just try something else, but let's just try this again. Boom, they do that. Fire right up. Oh man, why it didn't just do that the first time. Be satisfied with the fact it fired up for me, this time. Be satisfied that your motor turned over and everything is, coming together. You know what I'm saying? For the greater good. It may not have been time, for that to start. Maybe, a few more people needed to come along. Maybe you had to, allow the need to control this situation. Maybe you had to release that and just allow, one more person to come in and see if you won't keep refusing. See what I'm saying? So whatever somebody was refusing to change at one time, caused them a lot of emotional pain, a lot of an emotional hurricane. Because it's like, people all over the place, shit is just chaos. But when you decide to change, your beliefs, them limited, them selfish beliefs that you have, that you feel like, you want to hold on to this lifestyle, want to hold on to these, I don't want people to be pissed off with me. I don't want people to be talking shit about me. I don't want nobody, starting to, put my business out there because I don't want to fool with them. Okay, well, listen, they probably already doing it. What you gonna do when you find out they already done that? And so now, Eight of Pentacles, this person, had a shaky foundation, you know what I'm saying? Circumstances were bad. It may have had to, fall back on people, you know what I'm saying, in their family, or they may have lost their independence at some point, dealing with outside people, that they ended up getting involved with, and things took a turn. Now this person focusing on work, you know, working on themselves, working, you know what I'm saying, on their ascension. You got the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck now. So, with the Sun. And it's like, somebody sees now, that confidence, that happiness, being restored. And I feel like that's, where, you end up finding out like the things that you're working on and you start to see about yourself start to make you feel better about your choices. You know what I'm saying? Trusting your intuition. It makes you happier, to know that you can trust what you're feeling and what your mind's eye shows you. Because I feel like now somebody's, decisions are moving them in the right direction. Now it's like, don't dare go back and do and be in that mindset you was in before, because it will take you no time to get back there. And it may take you forever to get out of it again. You know what I'm saying? Which already felt like forever in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, but you change, them fixed beliefs, you know what I'm saying? Them limited ideas, and just enjoy like your self freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like allowing yourself to look back on those moments, like just free yourself from them things that done held you down, done kept you bound to it. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, damn, man, I don't want to have to walk away from this person, man. There's gonna be some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's trying to stay around, like staying in a bad situation because you don't want to end up being out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, I don't want to, tell these people I'm done. I ain't happy here. I need to move away. I got another job. I don't want them coming with me. It's over. I already know when I tell them this, they're going to be thinking it's somebody else. They're going to think about this person. They ain't going to want to, they're going to start trying to tear my shit up, man. They're going to, trying to stay with them to keep them from doing it ain't going to happen. It's going to happen anyway. That's why this tower was in reverse. Aries energy. That's why this tower was in reverse. Now we can clarify, but I'm telling you what it is. Somebody was trying to avoid, making decisions and changes and stuff like that to themselves and their environment and their way of thinking, you know what I'm saying, trying to stay on the path that they felt like was more familiar to them. I don't want to leave people behind. I don't want people thinking I'm better than them. I don't want folks talking about me because I went, this direction and I'm looking like I'm whooped or something like that. I'm childish. Clarify the tower in reverse. Clarify the tower in reverse. That's the tower in reverse. But like when they get out of their own way and start making them changes, she start, once you make that first decision and start falling in line, with that, the minute you say, listen, I'm done, you already know that shit finna pop off. Done with what? What you mean, the food done? What you mean you done? Yeah. What's the tower in reverse? I'm telling you. 9 of Wands. Sagittarius energy. Is it somebody recovering? You know what I'm saying? Like, standing strong in your position. Because when it comes to somebody, actually having to, stay positive, you know what I'm saying, for whatever outcome, these situations, these decisions bring, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have to, be cautious, you know what I'm saying, but also defensive when it comes to whatever it is that they're going to need to stand their ground on, because their faith is going to be tested. So it's going to take a lot of, faith, and determination, you know what I'm saying, to keep going. Because I feel like if somebody feel like they can get in and manipulate this person or manipulate you to, or manipulate them to like change their mind like they've been able to do before, Like this person gonna go back through that cycle. I'm telling you, it's gonna take them that much longer to get out of that shit again. You know what I'm saying? And that may be their karma, to end up you missing this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And this may be for somebody that could be on their last life. Don't have to be. But somebody has like a calling on them. You know what I'm saying? Whether this is you or your person, whoever this mature man is that's coming in, like somebody got a calling. All right. But it's meant for this person to be on your path at this time. That's why they're here. It's meant for you and this person to be on each other's path at this time. It may not have been meant for this person to be on path with you before, in alignment with you before, because they wasn't. Somebody was out of alignment with you before. That's why something was not, no matter how many benefit of the doubt packages you gave this person, if this is a past person that had to go through some shit, they had to go through a series of things, you know what I'm saying, to get where they at right now, to be this mature man. You know what I'm saying? You got the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Like somebody having to stand their ground, like whatever it is that they, have courage and, stand up for what they know to be right, but they gonna have to, build their confidence and stay firm in whatever it is that they decide, on, and keep moving no matter how treacherous or how hard it may seem, to stay on your square, and stay on top of what you said. You know what I'm saying? Stand on stand on what you said. Stand on it. And they gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you may have to do that with this person. Because I feel like them walking away from something was a procrastination period. Like somebody didn't want to cause no damn drama or chaos or nothing like that. But it was going to happen anyway. It was going to happen anyway. Mm-hmm. And because this person needed to change, stop, resisting change, this person resisted change for a long time. Like somebody, kept resisting change and ignoring signs and synchronicities when it was time for them to end cycles. Like they kept having, disastrous moments, happen, you know what I'm saying, in connections, in partnerships with people, at different points and times in their life, and they never took them opportunities to change, you know what I'm saying, start anew, you know what I'm saying, take a new path, you know what I'm saying, go towards your higher self, you know what I'm saying, think outside the box, stop doing, what people know you to do, you know what I'm saying, surprise your damn self. But they wouldn't do it, you know what I'm saying, and I feel like now the fact that they've been trying to, make it seem as though they don't need to do this. Like, oh, it ain't me, it's somebody else, it's other people. No. The more this person or whoever they were with would kept trying to put something off on somebody else, to play victim or something like that, or being naive about being responsible for their part in something, it just made it even worse for them. So, with this Two of Swords in reverse, it's like, one person not willing, to admit the truth, about a situation. So it's like somebody made, somebody having the truth about something, even with the moon that came out at the bottom of the deck before. It's like somebody knows that if they tell this person the truth, they going to know what they need. They going to have what they need, Ace of Wands, to make a sound decision and get that clarity, and they move on. Somebody was in a third party situation where somebody was refusing to, or this person could have been refusing to tell you the truth about something, for the fear of knowing that, if they do, they may, just be telling you or proving to you that you were right all along, about whatever it was your intuition was telling you. Or it was the fact that this person that they were walking away from didn't want them to know the truth about, how to see something or what they've been up to or what, what's really going on with them. So they know it's like I don't want, if they put you in a third party, and they let a third party get involved in some way, whether it was a family member or a lover or, a past lover, whatever. Somebody did not want, what they had going on to come out, or for this person to see them for who they really were, because they knew this person was not going to choose them if they did. You know how people say, man, I married that person, man. And it's like, shit, they by the time I put the ring on their finger and before the honeymoon was over, man, it's like I ain't know who the fuck I married. Like they a whole nother person. Like, I don't even know this person. Yeah, that person was that person the whole time, though. They just knew that not to behave and not to respond, them ways, that wouldn't have got them to where they at right now with you. They knew what they needed to do. They just, had to keep it and hold it in the road long enough for them to get down the damn aisle. Justice of the peace or the other, or the church. It don't matter. Some folks be, thinking just because they married them and now, a year done went by, this person done changed. No. Life gonna make you change any damn way. Life be life and the hell out of shit. But some folks know they not gonna be that person that they really want to be until you put that ring on there. You put that ring on there, shit, man or woman, they shit. I'm finna be myself now. You say it for better or for worse. See, this shit just might get worse. Okay. So clarify, mature man coming in. So you got the Ace of Cups. So it could be a new love, could be, somebody with a passionate emotional awakening, like a passionate new beginning. You got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck in reverse. So somebody leaving somebody, to go toward another person. Or this could have been, your person, that may not have, like I said, this person may not have been, like somebody could have been with a false person. Like either your masculine was with a false empress, somebody was wearing a mask. Somebody was wearing a mask, and it's like they didn't want to come off as somebody that was not a real divine feminine. Like somebody kept you want to play that role like they was divine feminine. They was, the emperor, your emperor. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, it's like somebody wanted to come off like they was this person empress, but they wasn't. Somebody was wearing a mask like they, were an empress in reverse. This was like a false twin flame or a karmic soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Karmic twin flame, something like that. Or somebody had a karmic soul type, something like that. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with this mature man coming in. Clarify the Ace of Cups. Mature man coming in. Saying mate cannot. Got the Ace of Swords. Somebody got some sound decision making. Okay. And this person could have been, whoever this person is, that could have been somebody from your past that, didn't give you this equal give and take. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody may have had, some type of lifestyle, that they were going after that, may have gotten in the way of them being, them reciprocating to you, giving back to you what you gave to them. That's who this is. Clarify the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. You got the Seven of Swords in reverse now. Aquarius energy. I'm hearing that song by Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell song, something like I said, Tevin Campbell, didn't it? Tevin Campbell. You can know that from this moment you are always in my heart. If I never ever say that I love you, just remember that I'm saying I do. You'll be always in my heart. I think that's what it's called. Where do they get off telling you that I don't give a damn about you? Just tell me how the hell they can tell you they know what's in my heart? Person saying you'll be always in their heart. Because I feel like, somebody, especially if they, because the song's saying like, y'all look that song up, because I know it's by Tevin Campbell. For some of you, because I feel like with this Seven of Swords and this Six of Pentacles out here in reverse, and you got the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Like, whoever this mature man is, they were somebody that struggled, with being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like opening itself up, like, allowing people in and not knowing who to trust, with, some of the things that they feel when it comes to their emotions. You know how somebody like a hold back, how they feel about you, in hopes that they can give you a little bit of how they feel about you as time go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they kind of afraid of like just letting it all hang out. Somebody was more in love with somebody than they said they were. Like somebody really, and by child, listen. The more somebody didn't tell you how they felt, the worse and deeper things got for them. Especially if you was somebody that's self-efficient and love yourself, and you were a lot more confident than a mature man was. I'm just saying they may have this confidence, that they having to, work on now. You know what I'm saying? Which, AKA may have been more of the ego than anything. But I feel like when it comes to them being open enough to express their emotions. Like this person could express their emotions and probably damn near be in tears. Especially, if you catch them at the right time, and depending on whatever the situation is, like them expressing themselves could damn near bring them to tears. It's like that. You would be surprised that this person would even, be crying about you right now. You'd probably be surprised to know that this man even cried. You'd be like, what? Not him? Yeah. That's that they, yeah. And if this mature man come around, especially if you know this person, and I feel like you do, you're gonna be looking for this person. You're gonna be looking for this person to be deceptive. It's like you're gonna be looking for them to come back around and be who they used to be. So you may be, just focusing on what you're doing right now, and planting the seeds, that you want, to come forward, come into fruition for you. But I feel like I always tell, other, like I always say in other readings, don't manifest something you don't want to have to deal with. So don't think negatively with negative intentions and outcomes to something if you don't want that. If you don't want that, don't think that way. Think about something the way you want it to happen, and live every day like that's what's going on, like it's already happening. You know what I'm saying? Come home with that person already there. Get out the shower like they already waiting on you. Cook your food. You know what I'm saying? Go about your day. If they having an open house, in your area, where you can just go in and walk around and look at, a home that they got open on the market for sale or whatever, and they having open houses, or look into wherever at, areas in your neighborhood, or wherever, your desired neighborhood is that you want to possibly live in. Find out when they having an open house in that area, shit, and go, go view the house. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't got no enough money for that house. You got to stand on and be active in your manifestations in different ways. You know what I'm saying? You have to see yourself in with the moment. Claim it. You know what I'm saying? I remember my godmother got her house, and it was just what you call them houses? Uh, it was just a model, you know what I'm saying, home for people to just go in and look at some, the house, you know what I'm saying, floor plan of the house, that some of the houses in that neighborhood, would be, because they were just breaking ground in this area. So she, was just looking at a model home that they had built, the first one they built, and they had other houses built on that model, you know what I'm saying, on that floor plan, that blueprint, you know what I'm saying? So anybody that wanted to get a plot of land out there and get a house built on it, this was one of them houses they could go in and look around and see, the square footage of the house, and how, some of these houses would be, they would look on the inside, how spacious they were and stuff like that. You would have, different floor plans, to look at, but they only had one built that you could see, firsthand, like how it looked. How about when she was walking through that house, she was putting her hand on each wall in the house, and she was like, I claim it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And she did it all through the house as we were going through the house. How about she ended up living in that damn house? And she was the first person to move out there in that newly broke ground, area for that community. She was black. You know what I'm saying? She was a black woman living in that neighborhood before anybody else moved out there. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I've had, some really good inspirations, you know what I'm saying? Strong, people, in my life, to set an example of, manifestations and confidence and grace and mercy. You know what I'm saying? So anything, no matter what somebody else has, don't need to be jealous about what somebody else got, because what God got for you is much greater. is much greater. Don't be afraid to dream big. And sometimes you don't get what you want because you ain't dreaming big enough. You know what I'm saying? You may feel like you don't deserve bigger than more than what you dreaming about or thinking about, but you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't ask for it, and if you don't see yourself in it, I mean, who fault is that? You know what I'm saying? Clarify the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse. What's the Six of Pentacles in reverse? These just flew out on the floor, child. We ain't gonna take them. What's the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse? Clarify the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. This is something that somebody, whoever this mature man is, that is getting this new opportunity, new love opportunity, or this new love that's coming in after getting some clarity and make a sound decision. Because for some of you, you have a new person coming in. Others of you, you got a new person coming in and a past person that want to come back around. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get some clarity to make a sound decision. So what I'm getting the gist of right now is, somebody from your past is coming back around. Like I said, for some of you, it's a new person. This just may be their story. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, them connecting with you. They may tell you about this. They may have already talked about this with you if you've already met your new person. If you're already communing or talking, and have somebody in mind that you're talking to right now, or have in mind. But it's like, if this is a past person, all the same, they got some things that you may be expecting or thinking about when this person come towards you. And I feel like you're going to be surprised, more surprised than them, of the changes that somebody, done made it to. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's what I feel like, because this Five of Swords in reverse is like somebody knowing deep down why something between you and them is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And that they finding it like a struggle to get back towards you or come back towards you, or they felt like it was, confusing, what I'm saying, hard to read you or hard to, what I'm saying, like figure you out or some shit like that. It wasn't for them to figure you out. They need to figure their damn self out. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, it's like, somebody realizing they just wasn't in alignment. Somebody was refusing to do something you were already aware of doing. You already knew to do something. You know what I'm saying? Clarify blended family. Clarify blended family. Yeah. You got the Wheel of Fortune. It came out in reverse. Somebody fantasizing. Like coming together. Like somebody seeing they, what I'm saying, they kids, like somebody seeing y'all together in something new. Making new memories. But they don't know, you know what I'm saying? But this person hasn't taken any action. That's what I'm saying. They wasn't taking any action. This mature man was fantasizing, wanting what they want, you know what I'm saying, seeing what they see with you, but they were, afraid of taking some type of action. Like somebody was afraid, of the things that already done failed, the things that being thinking of you the way they do, it triggers, unhealed areas in their life. You know what I'm saying? That brings back a lot of memories. And they having to, figure out, what they really want. Do you want, the reality or something, or do you want to keep living in, a damaged world where, you already know the shit done happened, it went down wrong, you messed up, made some bad choices. But no need to settle in that moment and hurt other people that wanna, move forward. If you, find where you at, fine. But, don't sit, in silence and be unhappy knowing where your happiness lies. That's crazy. Just even hearing myself say that. So clarify blended. This person fantasizes about a blended family with you. They fantasize about seeing your kids. This person have met your kids before, or you have met their kids before, and this person wants you to either meet their kids or you want them to meet yours. And they may have never gotten around to meeting your kids, but you maybe met, one or two of their children. They may, like I said, they may be older or something like that. You may know of them having kids, but they, may live at a distance or something like that. So, but they're going to like you. They like your kids. Whoever this is, they like your kids. So both of you could have older kids, like in their early 20s or something like that, late 20s or early 20s, some of them, or one of them, one or two of them, yeah. They may have, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Clarify blended family with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, but, none of this will happen if they don't take the action, you know what I'm saying? That's why they want to move in, you know what I'm saying? They want to, make some type of act that, you know what I'm saying, they want to start somewhere. And I feel like they're starting where the one thing was that maybe triggered things in them that made them kind of fear, how something would be if they did something, especially if their finances, wasn't right, you know what I'm saying? And they may have known, you were in a bad situation or something like that, and they just were trying to work hard enough to like keep you from having to deal with, you know what I'm saying, that situation with them. Or something like that. I don't know. So take it how it resonates. Clarify blended family with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? You got the Knight of Cups. Pisces energy. So it's like somebody, want to come in, with some type of message, about love. All right, so this could be some type of proposal, a marriage or something like that, or a partnership. Or it could just be, this person, wanting to be a really good friend or something like that, or don't want to be friend zone, you know what I'm saying, or starting off as friends, but just want to help, you know what I'm saying, assist you and things like that. Like be there, you know what I'm saying, to like partner with you, you know what I'm saying, to help you through something, you know what I'm saying, or just, self acceptance, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to them being on their right path, you know what I'm saying, like let me do right by, this person, even if we don't, how somebody say, I just want to, be able to co-parent with my person, you know what I'm saying, at least, so, we can just keep that harmony, between us going, even if we don't, see eye to eye, you know what I'm saying, all the time. I just, it's something like that. And then you got the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Pentacles. Like somebody fantasize about seeing you and them together in a marriage, in a connect, telling you, bro, doesn't want to accept this job without you going with them. Clarify, doesn't want to accept this job without you going with them. Because that Knight of Pentacles, is at the bottom of the damn deck. They talk about, um, quitting a job for a more lucrative one. You know what I'm saying? One that's going to pay them more, probably get a promotion that's going to allow them more time off, Two of Pentacles where they can manage their time, and have more time, with you and not always be at work. You know what I'm saying? This promotion, this job change, could bring them closer to your city, could, move both of you both away to, somewhere neither one of you ever lived before, something like that. That's why I say y'all kids are older, something like that. But yeah, doesn't want to accept the job without you going with them. Clarify. Who is this? Doesn't want to accept this job without you going with them. Yeah, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Four Wands. Trying to make sure there's 2 cards. Yeah. Could be a multitasker. You could, wear many hats. Or you could be a homemaker. You could want to be a homemaker. You could want to, be a stay-at-home wife or something like that. They may be okay with that, Or somebody sees you working from home or whatever it is you're doing at home, they see you doing that. But they don't want to accept this job without you going with them. Yeah. But I feel like they may, this person is leaving somebody. They walking away from somebody. This King of Cups in reverse, like somebody leaving somebody now that they feel like, they may not have much emotional, attachment to. Hmm. Hmm. I'm sorry, y'all, but quiet. This, I'm looking, my mind's always showing me somebody looking at them cards at the bottom of the deck with that King of Cups in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. Like somebody, um, they don't want to take this job, accept this job without you going with them. Whoever this person walking away from, they not telling this person that they not taking them. I feel like when they do, it's gonna cause a tower, and they know it. And they may have to, this job may be, a job that they taking to get away from this person so that they don't start something new with you where they, you know, this person got access to them or you because they don't trust this person. That person they walking away from, they don't have really any emotional attachment to. They don't really feel any, you know, connection with like that. That person, you know, may be codependent on them, or they just may be somebody that's very underhanded, very cutthroat, um, uh, territorial, you know, even. Especially if this person walking away is changing their way of life and they have to adjust to like a different kind of lifestyle now because this person is walking away. Um, or is not, you know, going to be available to them, you know, like they used to be because this person is going to be more focused on you and not allowing, you know, people to come in between what it is that they, you know, been fantasizing, thinking about, you know, and putting in the work, you know, to build up their confidence and their ambition to go toward. And I feel like, you know, them, I said this before, I told you, I pulled in the tarot that this person, new or old, from your past, they don't want to be anywhere where somebody from their past can just, you know, do some research, knock on their door, and they got to deal with this person, you know, all over again after they got you back. They don't want to have to do that. This person just want to start anew, even if the job, you know, is taking them away from where you at and where this person is at. And, you know, they don't want to have to even run into nobody from their past, even by accident. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have to deal with that. And it ain't like they running from their problems. This person just may be, you know, somebody that is open to traveling and moving around like that. And they, you know that whenever it comes to them moving on, that this person they walking away from is gonna come with some drama. So they just, you know, doing their part in, you know, keeping something to themselves, you know, until they make that decision. Yeah, cause they, yeah. Yeah. See, this person, they walking away from unnecessary bullshit, unnecessary commitments they done ended up in, like, you know, overseeing shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. Being involved in certain, knowing, being aware of certain things people going through, a person going through, got going on. But that, you know, whether it stay afloat, whether it's stable, whether they can keep it going or not, that's not for them to be, you know, especially if it's something that this somebody had going on before they came in the picture. That was before their time. You know, that's your child. They may be a step parent or somebody. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of them situations where this person knows whatever they decide to do, they already prepared to. They may have been trying to avoid it until they hear from you, or until they figure out like what they want to do. But at this point, it's like this person know what they want to do, and they know if they don't know what they want to do, you know what you want to do, and that's just that. And you gonna move on without them. That's just period. But with this person fantasizing about it, want with this blended family, like they see it, they want it, but it's, you know, they got to take the action, you know, to go toward it in order for it to turn in their favor. The wheel of fortune is always turning, but you have to be persistent. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you know, keep going at, you know what I'm saying, staying focused on what it is you want. Keep making the necessary choices. You know, like, damn, okay, you know, let me do this, and you know, if I need to do that, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Just follow through with whatever it is, and once that one thing, you know, pans out, then move to the next phase, move to the next thing, keep moving. If it wasn't meant for you to do it, it wouldn't move. It wouldn't, you know, the wheel of fortune would not be turning. Because what's for you is for you. It may not be the time, but it's you know, what's for you is going to, you know what I'm saying? When something is for you, nobody can fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? They can try, but I'm an indie here collective. Like I said, you got Georgia out here. You got in 3 weeks out here. So that could be The flip side of this is in 3 days. All right, but this is the one that this is the side that came out. All right, so they may have something going on within 3 weeks. On a Monday can be significant. And you got Georgia out here. So this job offer could be in Georgia. Again, happy with surface can be significant. So listen to this song in its entirety. I don't own the copyrights to it, but it's by Surface. And like I said, the other card was thinking of ways to make things up to you. So I'm gonna end it here, collective. You guys, make sure you do something nice for someone today. And as always, those of you that genuinely love me, know that I love you too.